Welcome back to RubberDucks Warmup. Marco LaNave joined by RubberDucks infielder and outfielder at times, Ralphy Velazquez. And Ralphy, what are your earliest memories of the game of baseball?
Going into the tennis court with my dad and flipping a whole bucket of tennis balls and swinging and missing at every single one. And he sat there, talked to my mom, saying, I think we got to get a different sport for this kid. And then all of a sudden it kind of like flipped a switch. Earliest memories were playing up, having fun, and I kind of always knew that I had that upper hand out on the field. I just felt different and just kept riding it. My parents believed in me, so they kept putting all that time and work, and it all ended great.
So what made you fall in love with the game? Because that first foray maybe didn't go so well hitting the tennis balls.
No, I love it. When I started to hit them, they started going really far, so I loved the feeling. And my dad loved it too. He put me on all of his favorite players. He showed me all the ropes. I just wanted to be like him. And my parents used to be in a softball league every Sunday, so I'd go watch, and I always wanted to play in the outfield. And when I got to a certain age, they started letting me play out there, and I just always loved the game. It's always been my number one sport. I've always been a fan.
Who were some of your favorite players and teams growing up?
Yeah, favorite player has to be hands down Bryce Harper. Since I was little, I've always watched him. When he went to the Power Showcase, I wanted to do that. Ended up going there to the Power Showcase, winning the same event he did. So I've always wanted to be behind him, be in his footsteps. But it's kind of surreal, like thinking now that time could come where I could eventually meet him and be playing on the same field as him. So it's pretty crazy, but Bryce Harper was a big inspiration for me, and just a great player.
And baseball got intense for you pretty quickly. I mean, you played on a 12U Team USA team. How did things accelerate so much, and what did that impact have for you?
Yeah, I made it when I was 11, a year early. That was awesome. Had a bunch of really good talent on there. And then when I made it my 12U year, our team was pretty ridiculous. Bryce Rayner, Cole Emerson, Gavin Gerhovac, etc. So many good players on that team. It was super fun. Kind of just shows you the culture with teams. And our coach, David Sharp, his motto was 2 feet in at all times. And we have that on the side of our rings. And it was a great person to play for. He definitely helped me understand what it means to be a team, for sure.
You've spoken in other settings about the different wisdom mentality you've received. I know your dad has had a lot of influence on you. What have been his words that stick with you from even a young age?
Yeah, you're there for a reason. You're there for a reason. Know that you're the best player on the field, but also stay humble. Keep it in yourself. Don't show it. Play the game hard. But deep down, know that you're the best player out there and have fun, for sure. And the main thing is pick up other players when things aren't going your way. That's always stuck with me. It's been hard to kind of transition that in my game, especially being young. But as the older I get, I kind of see it more, how it's very important to be there for your teammates when stuff isn't going your way, for sure.
Well, when does that self-belief come into play, when things are going more tough for you, or you see your teammates maybe need a little bit more of a pick-me-up?
It's everyone goes through it. Everyone experiences it, and the biggest thing, when you have a group around you that are really close and you guys are friends, and you guys can make jokes about when you have bad days, that's when you know you're in a good spot. That's when you know your teammates care about you and they love you and they're pulling for you. So it's just a matter of time until you get out of it, for sure.
Your position as a youth, you caught. When did that start, and what did you enjoy about that best?
I started catching when I was little, just for the frame and the size, and I loved it. It was fun. I played every position, honestly, but I liked catcher a lot. It was fun. When I got the pro ball, it was fun. Unfortunately, I had some injuries behind there, and I just started focusing on the bat. But no, I loved it. It was super fun. I got to learn a bunch of leadership skills from it, so it was super fun, for sure. I loved it.
And you played for Huntington Beach High School. The program there, what stuck with you and still does to this day?
Yeah, I stayed till this day. It was my high school experience, and it's basically my college experience. Like, I didn't get to go to college. That was my 4 years there, and I loved every second of it. I miss it every day. I miss everyone there. It was awesome. That culture, that coaching staff, they would preach every day about how obviously they care about us as baseball players, but at the end of it, they care about how, or the men we're going to turn into later down the road. And they'd always preach that, how to be good men, respectful, humble, and just teach us how to play the game hard. They did a great job. Shout out to every coach there, Coach Rue, Coach Spring, Coach Benji, Coach Brett, Slop, Mac, everybody. If I'm missing anyone, my memory's not good. But love you guys.
Well, Ralphie, so much success was happening for you at a young age in baseball. When did you start to think that professional baseball was a real possibility for you?
It's always been in the back of my head since I was little. It's like, it's one of those things where you hear it from your parents at a young age, like, hey, you're different. You could do this for your life. And again, shout out to my parents. They've been putting that on me since I was little. And a lot of people feel like that would put stress on them, but it just didn't. It just didn't with me. It was like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, I feel different, like, out there. So since I was little, I've always had that feeling, and knowing that this is what I want to do in my life. And now that it's all coming together piece by piece, it's super awesome to watch, for sure.
And then you become a first-round pick out of high school and become a professional. Was it at that point, or was there another stage where you started to feel that, okay, this is a challenge that I have to dig a little bit deeper at whatever level this is?
Yeah, when you start getting 30 games in and you start struggling a little bit, you start looking at the games you have left, and you got over 100. So that's the challenge I definitely had to come to terms with. But being my third year, it's definitely getting better. It's getting better for sure. My routines are getting better. Just the way I go about my business is getting better. But yeah, that was the biggest thing, going from high school 30 games to playing 30 games in a row and knowing you have over 100 more.
What would you say is the biggest difference from the player you were when you were drafted, almost 3 years ago now, to the player that we're seeing now in Akron in 26?
Yeah, my mental game for sure. I remember it was my first spring training, and I went 2 for 4 with 2 singles. And I came back to the clubhouse, and I wasn't upset, but I was just like, dang, I could have done better today. Like, I felt like I missed some pitches, and my teammates overheard me, and they put me in check right away. They're like, dude, in a couple years, when this game gets rough, you're going to be hoping, itching for one of those hits, just a little jam shot base hit. And I looked at them, and I was like, all right, like, whatever. But now, like, being through it and being through the rough of things, for sure, you're like, you want a jam shot base hit when things are going bad. So definitely just learning how to take the game day by day, have fun, and enjoy the rough times for sure, because they're just all learning moments.
We first saw you get to Akron in mid-August of last year. Looking back, where were you as a player? What had you overcome, and what was that moment in your development journey? Yeah,
I had 3 rough months at Lake County, and it was tough. It was tough on me. I know that I should have been performing better, but the thing that I kept doing really well at was being a good teammate and just trusting myself. Trusting, coming to work every day, putting in the work, and knowing that I'm going to get out of it. And it all clicked, and now I'm on this wave, and I'm riding it. And it's just a good spot to be. It's good feeling that success after so much things haven't gone your way. So finally feeling that success, it feels good, and it just wants to make you push even harder.
When you're in pressure moments, whether it's in just the big picture of the season or maybe in a game in particular, how do you keep yourself calm, focused on what you need to do, and keep the focus on here and now?
Yeah, I've always been in high leverage situations since I was little, so I'm glad I got to be in that. Like, when I was 12, I played in front of 10,000 in Japan, and that was pretty surreal. So I'm very fortunate that I got put in those positions, because now I'm very good at taking my time, breathing, and just enjoying the moment, taking it all in.
Ralphie, we see you primarily at first base to start this year. How would you describe the growth that you have had playing that position as a pro?
Yeah, definitely a lot of coaches have helped me just with the little things. I've always played first base too growing up, but it's the little things you can't see in your game that coaches can help with, and they've done a great job helping me.
A little bit of Bryce Harper maybe going to that position?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Right fielder turning into a first baseman. Might have to change the number to 3.
Well, Ralphie, as you look at the games and opportunities in front of you, what are the areas that you'd like to continue to see improvement in you as a player?
Yeah, every part of my game. That's my answer all the time. Every part of my game: hitting, defense, mental game. Even when I'm sitting and I got to be a good player in the dugout. Every part of my game I have to work on, and it's day by day.
Ralphie, baseball has been so much of your storyline, so much of your life, but how do you find ways to relax, enjoy other things of life, and kind of give yourself a little bit of a reset off season or even during the season?
Yeah, just taking day by day, hanging out with your friends, enjoying life. Life is short, and there are people out there that would kill to be in my position, and I just know that I'm so fortunate to be here, and this is what I love to do. So being here with my guys every day, having fun, it's a dream. So I enjoy it every day.
Well, Ralphie, it's been so much fun to have you here in Akron. Best of luck as we continue the season. Thanks for giving us some time.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.